It's Monday. Oh, Monday. All right, there's your trivia right off the bat. Monday. Tell me about that song. We all know it, don't we? Monday. So tell me what your thoughts are when uh, when you hear that song playing. What does it bring up for you? Let's just take a moment and get our family in here and see what everybody thinks about Monday. Okay, who's with me? I see nothing. There you are. Rick Morrow, good morning, my friend. Rick, thank you for coming on with us last night and doing the chanting. That was so awesome to have you on there and to have you say hello to us and good morning to you this morning. Good morning, Deirdre. Hi, Erica Hoppy. Hi, Christina. Charlie, good to see you this morning. And Tina, Helene Lohman Peterson, hello and welcome. So that song, Monday. What comes up for you when that song plays? Whether it's playing out loud or in your head, what does Monday mean to you? And why? Why does it bring up something? For me, I love the song. I love I love the group anyway, the Mamas and the Papas. But it just is a fun song. It many times in my life I've dreaded Mondays. I didn't want Monday to be there because I wanted more weekend, right? Give me more weekend, give me more playtime. But Monday kind of jerks me back into reality. It's like, no, it's a day to do something. Monday's a day to do. And I know for a lot of people, a lot of businesses close on Mondays. I think that's something I've noticed that's interesting. That I wanted to get my hair cut today, and the hairdresser's closed, and I'm like, okay. Well, to me, in my past, Monday has been a work day. It's a day when things open back up after that Sunday rest. So, what comes up for you? Charlie says, Mom and Dad. Was that something like music that they would play? Charlie, is that what you mean by that? Good morning, Suzanne. I can't wait to see you. I'll be at your place tomorrow, Suzanne. I'm so excited. And Erica says, it makes me want to move. Yeah, I loved the music of the Mamas and Papas because it was smooth. It wasn't frantic. It was just one of those things that you could just listen to, whatever their song was that they were singing. It was just a flow. That's what theirs was. It was more being in the flow. Deirdre, it's an awesome start of the week song. It is, isn't it? Yeah. And um, I love Mondays myself. I didn't used to, but I do now. And I just love that it's a day to say, let's do something. Let's be productive today. Sundays are more laid back, do something fun, recreational. But then Monday, it's like, oh, let's get down to business. Let's get it done today. So, yeah, I love all your comments. Thank you. And Charlie says that is now. Oh, because of mamas and papas, mom and dad, mamas and papas. Okay, I gotcha. I'm waking up, Charlie, slowly but surely this morning. Let's see what else. Christina, good morning. And it's just kind of like a fresh start, even though I know that can be any time. I know, right, Christina? It's like we know that at any given moment we can start over. We can do what we want to do and change our lives, change our opinions, change our choices. But there's just something about the structure also. It's Monday now. It's time. So yeah, I like that. And Shri, good morning to you. Stacy, Lord, good morning. And Suzanne, yes, I am getting so excited. I'll get everything all packed up today from Deb's and ready to put in the car and head your way tomorrow. Donna, good morning to you. Donna, we still don't have a plan. I want to meet up with you and Dawn. So let's see how we can make that happen. I really want to see you too. So what else is going on? What's going on your Monday? Today, like I said, I'm getting things ready to get back on the road again. Yes, the Angel Mobile will be out there on the road, getting ready to take some pictures and to meet some people. Good morning, Carol Ann. Carol, we need to talk also. I want to know if you want me to come to Maryland to see you because I would love to come down that way and get to meet you in person, get a real Carol Ann hug. I just hit my mouse. Hang on. Got to see your comments. Okay. Alrighty. I don't know what's going on with my voice all of a sudden, but it just went and it needs to come back. And let's see who else is on. Okay, we don't have the girls yet. Sally and Tony, I need to speak some names. I find this is so amazing when I speak names and then all of a sudden you all just appear. So we need Sally and Tony in here. Marietta, Marianne. There's our Jean Loriot. Good morning, Jean. And for those of you that came in a little bit behind, we were talking about the song Monday, Monday by the Mamas and Papas and what that brings up for you and what does Monday bring up for you. I was listening to some Soul Food Sunday by Oprah, and the talk was about why do you do what you do? Why do you do what you do? And, it's one of the comments that they made was, later on in life, as you mature, nobody asks you what your college major was. They want to know more about what's your passion, what drives you, why do you do what you do? And I think that's something we a lot of times don't consciously sit and think about, we just do. But what if we did examine why we do what we do? What is that passion that you have? And are you living your passion? Are you doing what you really, truly want to do? Or have you been doing that which others expect or what you put out there that you were going to do, that you were going to be in life? So it really, I loved the conversation and I loved just sitting and thinking, what is my passion? Because I know what my passion is, but I didn't always. I used to just get up in the morning, go to work, have dinner, relax, go to bed, and then do it all over again. And that was my everyday. And it wasn't a passion. It was, this is what pays the bills. This is what puts food on the table. This is what I feel like I have to do right now. But that wasn't my passion. And now I'm living my passion every day. I'm seeing how I can make a difference in the world every day. And that's what is driving me. That's what keeps me putting one foot in front of the other, getting up in the morning and saying, oh, what a beautiful day. What can I do with this day? What can I do now that my eyes are open and I see that I do have a day to do something? What is it that I'm going to do with this day? So I think a lot of times we do just to do because that's what we think has to be done at that moment. But what if we could just stop and say, what has to be done to fulfill me at this moment? Not what do others people think I should be doing, but what do I feel like doing? What do I want to do? What's my drive? What's my motivation? So really doing some deep self-reflection about our motivation to keep going, to keep doing whatever it is. And if what you're doing is not something you're passionate about, is it possible to move toward that which you are passionate about? So there were some deep conversations already going on this morning in my head. And I just, I love days like that because I can feel creativity flowing. I can feel something coming forward. So we got Stacy. It says, I love that song. It takes me back to my childhood. I had a long powwow with my ego this morning and we came to an understanding. So I'm not the only one that had a deep conversation with myself this morning. Stacy, I'm so glad to hear that. And Charlie says, I need to know what the hell food with no sugar. Charlie, I gave up sugar over 2 years ago, about 2.5 years ago. I stopped using sugar in my food and paying attention to any processed food that might have sugar in it. I also gave up starches and bread, anything that's going to turn into sugar in the body or turn in immediately into fat. So yeah, it's interesting. And once I gave it up, I miss it. I don't miss any of it. I don't miss the bread. I don't miss the sugar. I used to drink soda a lot, and I don't miss that. I drink water. And Christina says, I'm on a very low carb lifestyle to treat diabetes. Carb is just another word for sugar unless it is fiber. True, Christina. We eat basically the same way, Christina. Prachetta, good morning, my darling. Good evening for you and namaste. Hope, hello, and thank you for being here. Good afternoon to you. And Hope says, hey, tribe, so glad to be amongst you guys. Just checked into dialysis and all is well. Love and light to all. I'm so glad, honey. So good to have you with us this morning for whatever time we get you. And Carol says, Monday makes me think of becoming a teen, 1966. It had more meaning later in life where I dreaded Mondays. Yeah, I've had the moments also of dreading the Mondays, but now Mondays, like I said earlier, Mondays are that get busy day. Let's get it done. Let's be productive. It's a different flavor than the laid back Sunday. It's just a day to get down to what you're going to do and to do it, to set a plan and do that. Sally, I spoke your name and there you are. Yes, you almost missed us. Good morning, sweetheart. So glad to see you this morning. And Pachetta says, manic Monday, wish it was Sunday. Sometimes we do want that, more of that weekend, don't we? Yeah, I've been there too. Erica Hoppy, hello, she says, I gave up carbs too. Yeah, I think there's a real trend of people understanding how important it is to look at the nutrition that you put in your body. Jean, when I was a teacher, Mondays were great because I got to see my children again. Teaching can be the greatest job in the world. I think it's a little different now. I think you're right, Miss Jean. It certainly is a very different world now. And the way that the kids are learning now, the lockdown that we had to go through, and now trying to reintegrate and seeing how to work all that. Yeah, it's very different. Charlie says, you have to let me know what you eat. I eat everything except starches, starchy foods and fried foods and sugar. I'm very easy. I really am. I'm you can ask Sally and Tony. I'm very easy to live with for those few days that I will be around. That's my only thing is I just stay away from the sugars and processed food, starches, that type of thing. And I drink water. That's basically it. Water and coffee. Charlie, I have to have my coffee. Donna says, good morning. Donna, again, we're going to make a plan. Donna and Dawn, there's Dawn. Yeah, let's make a plan to get together because I'm going to be heading east tomorrow. And Prachetta says that her mom was an educator. Yeah, your mom's beautiful, Prachetta. And okay, I think I missed some comments up here. Hope says, sugar and processed foods gives you inflammation, so please be careful. And then Sally says, inflammation brings on pain. Yes, that's how you know something's wrong, because your body starts talking to you when you're putting all that stuff in it. It starts screaming at you and saying, hey, that's not food. I need nutrition. Hi, Tony. Good morning to you. Jean says, should I lay in a lot of celery and lettuce for your trip here? I do eat salads. Celery is a great food for me because it crunches. I like to crunch, and it doesn't have any calories, which I don't pay a lot of attention to the calories, but it doesn't have anything that's going to be bad for the body either. Okay, Christina says, my ego has been talking a lot for over a week. I'm trying to hush it. Well, Christina, when mine starts talking a lot, I say, thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. And then not trying to push against it, because when we push against something, when we do that resistance, it just makes it try to fight back stronger. So being grateful that we have an ego, the ego is there for a purpose, and say, oh, okay, I hear you, but I don't have to give in to everything that you're wanting me to do. Okay, what else we got? Deirdre says, teachers are heroes, Jean. They certainly are, Deirdre. For those of us that are not young chickens anymore, do you remember your favorite teacher? I remember a teacher that just blew me away with her compassion. And Jean L'Oreal, she does remind me of you now that I think about it. Her name was Mrs. Wills, and she was my English teacher, and I just thrived under her teaching. I loved everything that she did. She had us read some really interesting books, write stories. She really pushed writing and expressing ourselves, and that's what I loved about her. So, what teacher do you remember? And how was that experience for you to be under her guidance, her or his guidance as a teacher? Erica says, I need to create a new job. Well, let's put you in our prayer circle and do that. Let's speak it into existence, Erica. Um, okay, just looking at all the comments. Oh, Sally, thank you. And Sally or Stacy says, Christina, it's not easy, but it's like a 2-year-old. It needs to be told no a lot. And Tony says, so much love. And non-judgment maybe is our Teri. um, all right, so we have Vika on Periscope. Good morning. And Vika says, I like your scope. You look very humble. Well, I try to be. I just me. I just show up. That's all my angels have told me that I need to do is just show up and be here with all of you amazing people every morning. And Sally says, feeling a bit fabulous today after getting back to yoga. Yay. And I believe we are very close at Enlightened World Network to offering yoga online. So very excited about that because I want that myself. Stacy says, I'm making a sweet potato bowl for breakfast. Mashed sweet tater with pumpkin spice, blueberries, banana, and shredded coconut. Ooh, that sounds awesome. Erica says, meat and vegetables. Yeah, I ate a lot of meat and vegetables. I do eat meat. I do eat chicken and beef. Done. Carol Ann says, my daughter was a teacher and lost her job just after her 3rd child was born. She tried the virtual school for the twins and found it lacking in substance. She has decided to homeschool them. She sounds hopeful again. Awesome. That will be wonderful to have a teacher homeschooling you for sure. Puchetta says, ma'am, while you're in India, we'll make you taste a lot of various Indian dishes. I can't do spicy food, Puchetta. It really upsets my stomach. I'm learning to cook from Prachir so that I can cook some nice Indian dishes for you. Love you and love you. I love you too, Prachetta, and I have had Indian food, and I do love that cuisine. I just love it. But I don't do like really spicy hot. I can't handle that. Tony says, protein is good for the muscles. Absolutely. Good morning, Marianne. I'm so glad you're here. I was speaking some names earlier to get all of you in here, and I see we have 22, that magical number. I love it. Sally says, I call my ego dark one and tell it to just go away, and it does. Christina says, when giving up a lot of the sugary fruits, remember that a lot of veggies that we consider as vegetables are actually fruit. True. And Dawn says, I'm leaning more toward veggies and fruits, a little chicken and fish. I love fish too. Deirdre, okay, your teacher was Mrs. Bayhart in the 1st and 2nd grade. She favored me. I love that, Deirdre. I love it. Christina says, I personally stopped most root veggies as they are starchy. I only eat berries sparingly. Yeah, blueberries especially. They're very high antioxidant. And okay, what else? Okay, so no, Jean Lorio. I love Mexican food. I do love it. I just don't eat any of the hot spices, but yeah, fajitas is one of my favorite foods in the whole world. And so I eat them without the tortilla. I just eat the meat and the veggies. Really, really good. Okay, so I have to tell you all our adventure yesterday. Deb and I, we knew we were going to go out and see some of the area. She showed me Penn State. It's the big college that's right here where she lives. That's her alma mater, where she graduated. So we walked around. We walked and walked around that campus. It's really big, and into the arboretum where all the flowers are. I took lots of pictures of the flowers and some of the scene there. And then we got to the football stadium. And at the football stadium, there's a lot of history that's not great. There was a lot of things that happened there that came out several years ago about some of the faculty and what had happened with some sexual abuse. So as we were there in that space, I just felt into the energy. It wasn't good. I felt a lot of anger. I felt a lot of confusion and chaos, but I didn't feel to do a land blessing. All Deb and I both did was send positive energy over the land and just ask for clearing to be done, ask for Archangel Raphael to come in and help anyone that might still be caught up in that story, in what had happened, and still processing the past, and ask for that clearing to happen there. So then she asked if I wanted to go by the prison. There's a really big prison that's here in this area. And I did feel drawn to go there. And she had heard the message for me to take the stones. There might possibly be a land blessing in that area because of it's so huge and so daunting as you look at it. So I did. I had the stones with me, and with the thought that there might possibly be a land blessing there in that area. So we drove to it, and as we got closer, I could feel the darkness as we even got on the road that the prison is on. So we get to it, and she pulls over to the side of the road so we can look at the building. It's a huge concrete building, very, like I said, very daunting, very oppressive feeling. And we didn't know how we could get closer to it. So we kept driving and looking at any side roads that might go in that direction. And they were all had the gates and the stop signs, and we knew that we couldn't go in any of those. So we find finally a gravel road, and a friend of hers had told her there was an old barn that we would be able to go to and maybe do something there with the area. So we saw the barn and we're like, okay, I'm not feeling anything here. So we went on by and stayed on the gravel road, and the gravel road just kind of twisted and turned, and we came eventually to a place where we knew we were at the back of the prison. We could see the building across the field. It wasn't fenced in. There was nothing saying, don't come here. There were no signs at all to say that we couldn't be where we were. So we parked the car and we sat there to just feel into the energy and start asking the angels in and start praying for the people that were inside that building. So we were both not feeling yet to get out of the car. We had, like I said, everything that we needed if we did a land blessing. But we were just sitting in the car and we were just praying and sending positive energy. I called in the angels and I just asked, for the energy to start to lighten up, for the land itself to receive some positive energy and to start to be light. And there were animals. I don't know what they were, but there was some kind of, she thought they might be groundhogs. They were kind of big. So as we sat there, we both had our eyes closed and we were both praying. And I told her, I said, I feel like we're being watched, even though we weren't anywhere near any, structure or any people. I just felt like we were being watched. And so we both had the eyes closed, being silent. And all of a sudden, Deb says, here we go. And I opened my eyes and there was a security guard standing right outside my window at the car. Guns on, standing very erect and looking at us like, what are you doing? So Deb rolls down the window and we said hello. And he's inquiring why we're there. And we said, we're just praying. We just want to send some positive energy out to this place and to the people inside, and just calling in, some positive energy. And he wasn't nasty. He wasn't mean. He could have been. He just informed us we were on state property and that we had to leave. And we're like, okay, we will. We're going. We just needed to have this moment to do what we do, which is to try to bring more positive into the world. And he was like, okay, but you got to go. And I loved that the angels sent somebody gentle to deal with us, and not that, the stern, stereotypical officer that might have come up and been very demanding and, wanting to know who we were and everything. Just, why are you here? That was kind of his attitude, just like, what are you doing? And you can't do it anymore here. You got to go. So he started to walk away, and I called him back. I called after him and I asked if I could give him a gratitude card. And he's like, what? So I gave him, actually, I had two stuck together. So I gave him two gratitude cards and said, thank you very much and have a good day. And he kind of looked at them. It was like this quizzical look on his face. And he's like, oh, okay. And that was it. That was our experience. But I was telling Deb, I'm so glad we weren't out there digging in the ground to bury a stone, because we would have been calling for help. We would have been calling her husband and said, honey, we need a lawyer. So we listened to our intuition. When you listen to your intuition, it doesn't steer you wrong. And so we knew not to get out of the car. We knew to stay put. The angels were really guiding us to just sit in peace, just to be, just to pour forth that energy, that positive prayer, that positive thought, that every being inside that building would feel the positive, that even though we weren't right there with them, they could feel what was happening. They could feel a shift in the energy because the angels were coming forth to do that. And because somebody cared. We know about a lot of things. We know about that there are places like that. And there's very much an oppression, there's pain, there's suffering. But how many times do we just stop and say, I care, and I want the angels to go to you. I want to send these beautiful angels to let you feel a shift in your energy, to let you feel like somebody does care. Somebody somewhere sees you. And that was the whole purpose, I know, of us being there. We were led there to do that. And yeah, exactly, Marianne, listen to your heart. And Sally says, I was just thinking that, praying you did not start digging. Yeah. Yeah, it was just that, sit in the car and do what you do from that distance, from inside the car. The same thought of doing the land blessing, but without the physical digging and placing something there in the earth. We did the exact thing that I do when I go to do a land blessing. We blessed the land and just let that energy seep into the earth and go into that prison. Okay, so that was an experience for sure, and it's going in the book. And Carol says Eastern Penitentiary. I don't know the name of it. It's here at State College, just up the road from where Penn State University is. It's huge, absolutely huge, and just I can't get the picture out of my mind of what it looks like. Just this concrete, grayish looking building that sprawls out forever, it seems. So I don't know the name of it. Sally says that's how Jackson Prison is here. Very dark and oppressive and heavy feeling. Keep calling in the angels, Sally. Just keep sending them and say, especially Raphael. Just ask Raphael and Michael to team up and to go inside those walls and touch lives, because they will. And I have every confidence that they have gone in there now, that Deb and I have intended it, we've asked it, and I know that it happened. Tony says, I have to come back because I forgot one of my shirts. Oh dear. Well, I think I may have forgotten more than a shirt, Tony. I think there's some things that I think I may have left there. So I don't know. Let me know if you find other belongings. I know I'm going to be back. I have to come back to Lake Michigan. It's calling my name, and I know I'll be back in there. Oh, Christina, a little extra good mojo for my boss, Kevin. We had a slot car racing facility that was open separately from the retro arcade, but our landlord told us 2 months ago we had to find a new space, as the landlord wanted his space back. We had to empty out the place yesterday and last night. My boss is one of the most loving, kind, and compassionate people I know, and does so much for the community. Sending good vibes for him to find another location soon and with ease. Luckily, he owns the arcade building spaces, so for now, that survives. Good. Okay, what else we got? So, Stacy, you have to come back to Florida because you left me there. And yes, Tony, I think I need to wait for summer to come back to some of these states so I can spend more time here outdoors. Oh, Hope says my favorite teacher was Miss Catherine Ramp. I loved her so much. I was about 7 and was always falling down the stairs, and remember her literally carrying me home on several occasions. I lived about 10 minutes from my school. Such an angel. She taught English so well. I wonder where in the world she is. Sending her love and light. That's beautiful. And Christina says, thanks, Teri. I've been fighting my ego and telling it to go. It hasn't been working. I will try acknowledging it. Acknowledge, say thank you. Thank you. I'm grateful for you, ego. Thank you for showing up, and thank you for sharing with me what you want to say, giving that ego a voice, knowing that we don't have to do what it's saying, what it's instructing, but we can acknowledge it. Just like, there's so much in life that tries to tell us what to do and put restrictions on us and limitations. And we can just say, thank you for sharing. Thank you. And that's it. You don't have to really say anything else. And Dawn Marie Garfield says, summer retreat at Tony and Sally's. I totally agree. I've been talking a lot. Okay. Christina says, one of my friends has made prisoner outreach one of her life missions. It's very difficult work. Yes, I had also known somebody in Florida that did that as well, Christina. It's very difficult work. Rick Morrow says Fort Delaware had a heavy underwater filling. That's interesting. I don't know where that's at, Rick, or anything about it. That's the first I've heard of Fort Delaware. I'll have to check that out. And Sally says, putting a retreat together. Amen, sister. Got to get that retreat going. Hope says, when my son didn't get the school I wanted for him, I homeschooled him for over a year. I did employ a math science teacher once a week to give him a break from me and a break from him. It was hard because he is autistic, but it was very rewarding. Awesome. Becky, you showed up. Good morning, sweet Becky. And you showed up in time to put in some prayer requests. So anyone that would like to share something with us to put in the circle today to lift you up, let's do that. And Suzanne says, like our book said, respond to ego, don't react. Absolutely. And my sister Sheila just showed up. Good morning, Sheila. How are you doing, sweet one? I'm going to put you in our prayer request today, Sheila. My sister has to have a knee replacement. And she is a physician's assistant, so she kind of needs her legs working right. And Stacy's sharing some wonderful news with us. I love wonderful news that her COVID test is negative. Thank you for sharing that, Stacy. We're all so happy to hear that. And let's see who else is on. Robert Tuesday, welcome to you. Okay, any other good news that you all want to share? Any prayer requests that you want to share? Just type them in. Christina says, my ego just feels completely left out, like totally, and lately taken advantage of. Hard to tell whether it is ego or intuition sometimes. Or maybe your inner child just needs a little attention for a moment. Sometimes we think of that inner child as our play friend, and that's the only time that we feel it. But sometimes our inner child has something that it needs as well. And sometimes we might see that as ego. So feel into that energy, Christina. Maybe it's just the inner child demanding some of your time and your attention. All right. So we got some prayer requests. Continued healing for Donna's back. Absolutely, Donna. And Donna, send me a message. I would love to do some time heals on your back and see if we can get some of the energy in there moving. Rick Morrow says, in the history book, recall the bloody stairs during the Revolutionary battle. It's on an island. Okay, I will look at that because I love history. I didn't used to. In school, I had the worst history teacher ever. And so I learned basically nothing about history from him. But I learned a lot of history when I lived in New England and went out and explored the areas. So Delaware is a place I never got to, but I would love to explore the area there. Dawn says, and mine, please. Absolutely, Dawn. We will put both you and Donna in our circle. Suzanne says, please pray for my whole family, especially my son-in-law. He is still healing, and an important evaluation and decision is being made today at his work. Yes, we will definitely lift up your family. Stacy says, prayers for this family. I love you all. Let's put our whole Angelic River family in the circle today. Thank you, Stacy. Deirdre says, prayers for Paul Fractal and Marcy Sims and world peace, of course. Yes. Okay. Dawn says, my son Nigel, continued prayer. Good morning, Joanne. Good to see you here, honey. Praying to know the truth and feel the truth. Awesome. Let's do that. Let's put you in our prayer circle. Mary Crincoli, good morning. Blessings for a certain transaction for good results today. Absolutely, Mary. Let's lift that up and speak it into existence. You know, it's been such an interesting thing to watch when you say something and it shows up. And like on here, I say a name and you show up. And I love that. I just love how that's happening. All right, so what else we got? And Stacy is talking about the COVID test. I had the test done Friday at noon and was surprised to get the results yesterday. Awesome. And Becky loves my shirt. I love my shirt too. This is a very, very, very old shirt, and I just can't give it up. I sleep in it, just wear it around the house if I'm just being casual and not going out into public. But I love this shirt. I love the energy of it. It brings out my Native American heritage. All right, so let me see where I'm at. And so, Marianne, you're going for a COVID test early next week. Lifting you up for prayers for that to be negative and for all to be well for your travels. And Becky sending out many prayers for all. Thank you. And Sally, prayers for all of our little shops in the downtown area, lifting their energies. Absolutely. And Sally, I want to talk to you because I had an idea for the salt cave. Rick Morrow, prayers for strength. Stacy, prayers for me, please. My body has been feeling a lot of pain due to inflammation, and I know it's the stress and diet, so I need prayers for strength to make quick changes in nutrition. I don't feel like myself these days. Well, we will put you in the circle. And Stacy, I miss talking to you, so let's do a phone conversation soon. Island Girl on Periscope, good morning to you. And we're putting Erica in the circle for a job for her. Let's put our training coming up in New York. It's going to be October 3rd. Let's put that training into the circle today for prayer, that anyone who is supposed to be in that training will be there. I put that out with everything that I do. Whoever is supposed to show up will show up. And I did fix the glitch yesterday. So anyone that wants to sign up for the training, it's all fixed and ready, and ready for the students to appear so that I can have an idea of how many people will be in that class. I'm going to go out today and do some printing of the manuals that you will get for the class. Sally, yes, we do need to talk because it was a great idea and I want to share it with you. And Stacy says, yes, let's talk soon. I work today, I'm off tomorrow. Okay. And I'd also like to put into the circle a new client that I have that I will be talking to later this morning that is going through some grief. And I won't say her name, but just lift her up, please, for the process of grief that she's going through, and for really anyone out there that's hurting, that has had a loss, and the process of working through that loss. It can be something that's up and down. You know, you can have a good day and then all of a sudden you're right back down into the grief process again. So lifting up any of you that have had recent losses or anything that you haven't just gone through all that process of yet. Okay, Erica can't wait for the class, yay. And Erica, send me a message and I will get you all the information for the sign-up process. And Dawn says, the cold weather triggers inflammatory response. It does, yes. And Becky says, double moons in October, hold tight. Yes, and let's talk about that. When we know that an energy is coming, like a full moon energy, a retrograde, anything along that line, we have a defense against that strong energy. That defense is our intentions. First of all, we can set the intention of this is going to happen with ease and grace. It doesn't have to be intensely hard. It can be done with that flow that you go into when you know that you're going to go through something. If you know ahead of time that you're going to have an experience that might not be something pleasant, you can set an intention for everything to go smoothly. You can do energy healing on yourself. You can go into the Reiki if you're trained in Reiki. You can use time heals and go through all your chakras and open and line and balance. That's what the time heals energy modality teaches you, is how to do that. We can ask the angels to help us to go through any experience easily and to not have any pain, not have any suffering with it. So there's all kinds of defense that we can do against whatever energy is going to come through. And we can look at it with excitement. I love the full moon. I love it. I love seeing it. I love the beauty of it. I love the energy that I feel. I love that it recharges Mother Earth. It recharges all of our gemstones that we use as our tools in energy healing. So we can change our attitude. We can pivot away from looking at it as something that's might be daunting and look at it as, oh, wow, that's really interesting and wonderful that we get to have 2 of them this month. So changing the way we look at things changes everything about it. All right, what part of New York? We're going to be in, I believe, Long Island, right, Charlie? Yes, it's going to be on Long Island, and the class will also be on Zoom for anyone who is not local in the area. If you want to join in, any of my prior students who have taken Time Heals training with me, you are more than welcome to sit in on the class and participate with the new students. So yeah, let me know if there's anybody. Mary, I know you've been trained in Time Heals. If you want a refresher, this is a good opportunity to do that. And Marianne is asking, what is the class? It is a certification class in Time Heals energy modality. It's a wonderful, wonderful modality to teach you how to work with the chakras, how to work with the angels, how to work with, it's a collective of ascended masters that do the healing. They do the healing and invoke the healing inside of you that helps you to remove anything that doesn't need to be there. They work on the pain, if there's any pain in the body of any kind. Pain can be emotional pain as well as physical pain. So it's a wonderful modality, Mary Ann. If you want more information about it, I can certainly share that. Anyone who is going to take the class, you will need the book. The book is going to be a huge resource for you, and you'll be referring to it a lot as you learn the modality and you start using and practicing the modality. Christina, lifting your client, I get that feeling to some degree. Yeah. The grief process, it's not something you get over. You just work through all the stages and keep working through. And sometimes it comes up again later and you work through it again, and just being gentle as you do so. Christina says the autumn seasonal changes in general has shown extra inflammation potential. Absolutely. Sally says we are having our costume party on the night of the second full moon. It's a blue moon. Multiple layers means multiplied energy. Okay. Dawn says, I've gotten through many recent surgeries with self-Reiki. And Charlie says, the class will be in Mount Sinai on Long Island, New York. And Christina, you're going to sit in class. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And I will put the Zoom link out to anybody who's let me know that you are signing up or that you've signed up, and any of those that have already taken the class, I'll get you that so you can come in and join us. Jean says prayers for our chanting family and all those who are chanting for our world. prayers for the removal of all barriers, and that everyone will be happy, healthy, and free of suffering. Family, hold fast. There are so many changes going on right now. It is a good thing, but of course it is going to play with our emotions. Love you all so much. Sally says, I had a chance to use Time Heals yesterday on a client, and I infused Reiki with it. Amazing. I'm so happy to hear this. And Jean says, it is fabulous, Marianne. I can't wait to finish my training. Yay. Okay, so let's do our meditation and prayer together. And I'm not sure if anybody else came in because I set my phone down. But for anyone who's here, just hold anyone that you want in your heart. Just hold them in your heart for a blessing. Hold them in your heart to be lifted up today, to actually feel the energy that we're going to send out today. Let's set our intention together that everybody in the world will feel a wave. They'll feel that flash that comes through that says, wow, what was that? Just like we do when we know that the full moon is sending energy down to us. Let's send that energy out as a positive energy into the world. We can do that. We are that powerful. We are a spark of the divine. So feel it right now. Go into your heart center. Just breathe in. Let's breathe into our hearts. When you take the deep breath in, it centers you. This is how we center and balance. By breathing in fully, taking that deep breath into the lungs, letting it go all the way down into the diaphragm, and then exhaling it back out and release. Like we were saying yesterday, it's like the ebb and flow of the ocean waves. You breathe in positive, pouring it into your body. And then on the out breath, send out anything that's not for your best and highest good. Clearing all that low vibrational energy. Anything you're holding on to, anything that's standing as a barrier between you and true happiness, between you and enjoying life. If there's something holding you back, if you're not living your passion, there's a barrier. If you're not speaking your words that you want to say authentically, there's a barrier. Let's remove those barriers today. Let's see them just falling down. See the bricks start to fall out of that wall you built around your heart. Let's look at anything that you see in your life as stopping you from living your life the way you want to live it, the way you know intuitively that you're here to live it. Any of those walls, any of those obstacles, just see them being removed. With that out breath, just blow down the wall. You are that powerful. Your words create your reality, so speak those words. I am powerful. I am amazing. I am enough just as I am. I am worthy. You are so worthy of getting that job. You're worthy of making that business transaction. You're worthy of having the pain released from your body. You are worthy of speaking your mind. You are so worthy to show up and be that bright light that you are. So let's focus on being it, not on what might stop us. Let's focus on the light itself, turning our energy inside to where our true, authentic self is. Let's watch that light just get brighter and brighter, expanding out touching other lives, going into the prisons, going into the hospitals, into the nursing homes. We can send that energy in. We don't have to go inside physically. Let's call our angels, Archangel Raphael and Archangel Michael. And let's ask those angels to go out and do this work that we are so passionate about, bringing peace on earth, bringing more joy into lives, bringing healing. This is our mission. It's our mission together. It's our journey of healing. So help me to gather all the energy together as that angel mobile goes down the road. Send your energy with it. This is what makes it powerful. This is what changes lives. So any of those prayer requests that we had today, any spoken and unspoken prayer requests, let's shine that bright light on it now that it's really expanded. Let's shine the light, asking the angels to just help each one be illuminated and for each one to be lifted up right to God, bringing in now the white light from Source and seeing each prayer request answered in its own way, in the perfection of it. And then detaching, let's detach our energy field so that our energy remains light and beautiful and no barriers, no worries, no stress, just pure love. So envision that you took a scissor and you just cut that cord. You let that prayer request go. And let's take another breath in, breathing right into the heart. And let's just love on somebody. Just pick someone and hold them, squeeze them, give them a real squeeze so they feel your energy. And passionately say to that person, I love you. Just listening to the echoes, I'm feeling the feeling. And then let's do it to everyone here. We do our heart telephone. So at the count of 3, we are going to say thank you. I love you. Let's give out some real gratitude today. So 1, 2, 3. Thank you. I love you. I love you so much. You all are so beautiful. Just beautiful. Thank you for being here. And thank you all for your beautiful words. You're amazing. You're so powerful. Feel into that power. Create with your words. Speak it into existence. And when we join together, 2 or more, we are just expanded in our power. So thank you for being here. Thank you for hearing the message to show up today. And I'm going to send you off with a blessing of love. I love you so much. May you be free of suffering. May you be healthy and happy. And may your life just continue to get better and better with each passing moment. So Deirdre, waiting for your words, my darling. Hi, Crystal Marsh. Hi, Leo. Oh my gosh, Leo, I love you. Thank you for being here. Hi, Lori. Leo, I'm in Pennsylvania right now. I miss you, my friend. Okay, there's our words from Deirdre to end our show. What a beautiful day. Just go be amazing. And the words we all say together as we acknowledge the light in each other. that what is in me, I see in you. And I love you, and I love what's inside of you. Marietta, thank you for being here. We spoke of you with much love yesterday, Marietta. Jennifer Langren, thank you for being here. Okay, so our words that we all say together are Namaste, y'all. Have a blessed day. Bye, everybody. See you tomorrow morning.